Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans! Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and Ringside crew, you are in for a treat. I have a young lady that has been on the podcast before. I figured I had to have her back because it feels like it's been a little bit. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside return to Angel. What's up, Angel? What's going on, Angel?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Angel Metro. Welcome back to Dudes at Ringside. So, what have you been up to since the last time you were in the studios?
I'm trying to remember exactly when we did the last interview. But since last year, I have kind of just been all over. I put a few more states under my belt, picked up a couple more championships, been doing more of the hardcore and deathmatch. And just kind of prioritizing my time a little bit better. Instead of just doing every show, just go, I'm kind of prioritizing it a little bit more. So it's less shows, more of the shows that I enjoy, and then more time to be at my training school and just be with the people that I came up with. So
awesome. So you said the deathmatch scene, and a lot of people don't really take the leap and go into the deathmatch scene. Did it take you a while to think about taking that leap and realize what kind of ramifications it could have on your career?
No. Mostly because I was familiar with the deathmatch scene before I decided to start training in wrestling. So I kind of already had an idea of what to expect if I decided to go down that road. So there wasn't anything that was really a surprise to me in that regard.
So, I noticed the new style promo picture. It's almost like an old school, like pinup model. So, what made you go with that style with the promo picture this time?
It's just one of the many styles that I've done since I was probably 15 years old. I've always been a big vintage fan. My first musical artist that when you're first discovering music was Elvis Presley. So I came up with a lot of rockabilly, a lot of 50s, 40s, 60s, that whole era. So that's always been something that's been a really big part of me. And then in high school, I'm from California originally. So there's a big music scene obviously over there. And then there's a spinoff of the punk scene, and it's called psychobilly, and it's a mix between punk rock and rockabilly, which is like the 1950s sounding type music. And so I was really heavily into that in high school. So yeah, it's just been a part of me for forever. So it's just one of the, you'll get 50s out of me, you'll get 40s, 20s, you'll get the 80s, you'll get you just hang out long enough, you'll get all kinds of styles out of me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think you've changed your style of wrestling since you're the middle of your career, whenever you would say, or have you've changed the move sets? I mean, have you changed any of the moves since I don't know, what would you think?
Well, I mean, I haven't been doing it very long, so it's hard to say that I changed styles. I think I've learned a lot more. I think I've become, which is natural as you go along and you learn, but I think I've become a lot more ambitious with my moveset as I've learned, as I've gotten better, as I've progressed through. There are things that are bigger than what I used to do. Yeah, I would say that it's a bit more ambitious, a little bit more, kind of acrobatic stuff here and there. But my style's always very much been like a brawler type, and I think that's still in there. Um, Although I always try to improve techniques, as far as like chain wrestling and things like that, learning new techniques, new holds. Um, and yeah, so I don't know if it's changed. I think it's just grown.
Mm. So what's the toughest spot or toughest moment you've ever had in a death match?
In deathmatch,
Yeah.
toughest spot.
I mean, like toughest, I mean, I don't mean like anything like bad. I meant like crazy. Like, like some people would say it's crazy, but you've been doing the deathmatch scene for a while now. Like, what has been the craziest spot you've ever had to do?
Um, that's kind of hard to say. Like, I mean, I haven't done anything yet where I was like jumped off a roof or anything extreme like that. But honestly, I think probably the craziest thing, and it happened a while ago, and it wasn't a death match, but it was with a death match wrestler, was with Pondo when he stop signed me, and I didn't put my hand up, and it like basically almost cut off my nose. Like that
Ooh.
was, yeah. So like that, and that wasn't a death match. It was at the arena. You can't get color there, anyways. But
Oh, really?
yeah. So you're not supposed to. I mean, obviously that was an accident. Um, but that was probably the most, I guess, harrowing spot I did, just because it was one, not supposed to happen, and then two, like the injury, like I didn't realize how bad it was, but everyone else did.
Mm.
And so it was very much like I'm joking and like trying to crack jokes after the fact, after, they're trying to clean me up and stuff. And everyone's like, you need to go to the emergency room.
Oh,
So
geez.
yeah, that was probably the most intense. But I mean, honestly, everyone like that I wrestle and stuff like that, everyone's really good about like taking care of me. And like I'm very I don't want to sound egotistical, but I'm very self-aware about like where I'm at. And if I have questions about like doing something, I'll go find, like if I'm like, I want to build this for my match, or I'm thinking about trying this for my match, I'll go find a vet that I trust, a death match vet that I trust, and say, hey, what do you think about this? Is this too stupid? Is there a way I could like pull this off and not kill myself? So yeah, I'm very much like, I don't have any hesitation when it comes to asking, questions, or asking the dumb question, because that's how you learn, So yeah, but the deathmatch scene, like they've all been really great. They're, everyone's always ready to help if you have any questions or if you need help with something. Like they're very supportive, and they've been very supportive of me too. So
That's awesome. Are there
yeah.
any other deathmatch wrestlers that you have on your wish list to get the work with in before 2025 is over?
Before 2025 is over, that's a good question. Um, it's kind of hard to say. It just depends on like where the rest of my schedule goes for this year. Um, I know there are several female deathmatch wrestlers that people have asked me to wrestle. But as far as like anyone specific, I mean, there are a couple people like Dmitry Alexandrov. I would like to wrestle him. He's a really good up and comer. Um, and then there are like legacy people, not so much in deathmatch, but more hardcore and stuff that I wanted to wrestle. Some of whom have retired, which is kind of a bummer.
Mm.
But yeah, I know Mickey Knuckles has been one that's been requested a lot for me. And I mean, yeah, there's more deathmatch wrestlers than you would think. So it's kind of hard to like narrow people down. Like by the end of the year, I want to wrestle such and such.
You could always
Um,
get Randy West if she's still in the business. Is she still
yeah,
there?
I think her and Mickey tag teamed recently. Um, yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like there's so many people. It's like kind of hard to narrow it down, especially till like the end of the year. It's like,
Yeah. I don't know, I just
it
like
flies
love
so
doing that.
quick.
I always love doing that, but it's you realize how close you are to the end of the year when you like I didn't realize it till I looked at my phone when we were booking this episode and I was going, "Oh my god, we're in August." I'm like,
I know,
"Oh my god."
just flies by. Yeah.
I freak out when I think that. I'm like, the summer just went like
Totally.
So if you had to pick a top 5 favorite weapons to pull out of your bag of tricks or cart or whatever you would say you would have to use in a match, what would you say your favorite weapons are?
I like gusset plates. Light tubes are kind of a staple. I don't like overusing them, but they are a very quick and effective weapon, and it's pretty reliable. So, I like more creative, like I like goofy stuff too. It's not so much a straight up deathmatch weapon, but like, when people break out like Legos and stuff like that, like I really enjoy stuff like that. I like the comedy aspect of things. So I like kind of more unconventional stuff like that. Yeah, barbed wire is cool. Just depending on how you're using it. I really want to do a barbed wire trampoline at some point. I haven't gotten to use one in a match yet, so hopefully at some point I'll be able to. That's 1, 2, 3 so far.
Yeah.
I like fire and explosives. The snaps are cool, the firecrackers are cool. You'll see those a lot on like baseball bats and tennis rackets and things like that. Those are kind of a nice staple to have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to think of any unique. I mean, I have stuff that I've built. Like I have it's like a flogger, and it's like a chain flogger. So I have that. It's kind of like more of like a whip. But
Wow.
I like more like unique kind of personalized stuff. I have my riot shield, obviously that can be like really fun in matches. Yeah, so I kind of like more unconventional stuff. I like when people get creative and kind of think outside the box a little bit. I like to see like unique things. So things that are more custom to like someone's personality versus just like the generic, whatever. So I hope that was 5. I don't know how many that was, and I'm
It's all
sure.
good.
Yeah.
For me, it's at least it's my fun. That's like my Joe Fun Fact Friday. Like I like to add those favorite parts of like an interview to like everything because I know people like doing top 5s and people like to listen. And when if this became a clip on StreamYard, that'll be the
Right.
fun clip that I post, or you could post on your thing.
Oh,
Be like,
no, you're definitely top 5 favorite, and I say gusset plates is number like as the first one. You'll definitely get some feedback from that.
like what? Do
Yeah.
you? Oh, so who made your gear?
Well, it depends because I have different sets for hardcore deathmatch. The primary set that I wear now, which is the one where it has the pants with the wings on it and stuff, I made that.
Wow.
My primary like regular wrestling gear, I customized, but Brujadora, who's based out of Puerto Rico, she made the gear. I just like glittery, like sparkle, like all that kind of stuff on stuff. So I usually end up putting that on whatever. Like even if I buy something like gear, I'll end up like kind of spicing it up a little bit. So she's the one that made like my primary like straight up wrestling gear, which obviously I don't wear for hardcore death matches because it would just get ruined really fast.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
yeah.
And all that
But
money you spent on making it, so it's
yeah. And like I'm very much a DIY type person. And that reflects in my wrestling. So a lot of my gear is going to be something that I either, made or customized or whatever. So
does it have to be a different style material gear? Because I know you may have to deal with like light tubes and barbed wire and fire.
right.
Does it have to be a different type of material so it doesn't like get frayed and burnt and like
I
stuff like
mean, it doesn't have to. Obviously, like everyone's like they have their own free will to wear and do whatever they want. For me personally, yes.
that?
I'm very much a big supporter of wearing pants when doing a death match, especially when working with glass, because you'd be amazed at how much like a simple pair of pants can like prevent me, because glass is super sharp, but it's not very like, I want to say durable, but it's not very like stabby, I guess, like where it, like if you have shorts on and you go through glass, you very much could get like a stab wound from the glass an inch or two in your leg, like
Oof.
easily. But if you have a pair of pants on, it's a lot less likely that that's going to happen. Now, there are still incidents with glass where like it will cut through the pants. That's why you'll see like a lot of the guys, especially back in the day, you know, it was a lot of like the camo and like the cargo and like kind of the more, you know, the in style early 2000s, like the raver type pants and stuff, but they're thicker material too. So it's like, actually like protects you too on top of it. So for me personally, yeah, I wear pants because I just think it's smarter. I wouldn't really want to do glass with bare legs because it's just really easy to get cut up. I don't
Mm.
think a lot of women like that start out like or try to do like a hardcore match or, you know, something like that, they don't realize that. But same goes for the top. A lot of the time I'll wear a little bit more coverage. Sometimes I won't, just depends, but it definitely has to be durable. Um, you know, I try to protect the, you know, small, like the little tendons and the veins and things in this area. Um, just because again, it's glass, so it's really easy to get sliced
Yeah,
up.
so
And so
veins are easy to get cut, you know what I mean? They and
yeah, no, this is like yeah, just cover it up. It's
Mm.
so
I
easy.
would
Just
say tape. I
even if
guess
it's
you probably
tape,
use you
yeah.
probably tape your here and tape the wrists
Yeah,
up when
I
you
usually
go.
tape like if I don't have any coverage, I usually tape to about mid forearm, and then I'll usually actually tape like these first knuckles, um, which you don't see all the time. Sometimes you see people tape down here, but the reason that I do it is I actually don't get as cut up from glass on the inside here. It's usually these first, like the edge of my fingers and stuff. That's where I usually get cut up. So I try to tape it so I don't get as cut up from it.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and then like the back of the arm is like actually you can see I have a scar kind of on my shoulder a little bit
Oof.
back there, but this part is like really easy to get wrecked on. I'll wear sleeves sometimes, like I have compression sleeves, but that's something you also want to be mindful of is like the back of the arm. It's like super soft, especially under like where the armpit is and stuff. So it's really easy to get, you know, even barbed wire, like if you hit it wrong, it can really like get torn up. So
Yeah.
yeah, I try to be mindful of that stuff. I try to be mindful of my hair as well. Because that also gets destroyed. I mean, after the Wicked 13 tournament, I just had like 4 or 5 handfuls of hair just like gone, like just like
Oh
come
my
out
god.
of my head. Yeah, no, it's like a lot. So I try to put it up when I can and just be mindful of that. Try not to, and if you're working with barbed wire too, obviously being a woman, we care about our hair a little bit more than the guys with long hair do, but I mean, it gets tangled in the barbed wire like crazy too. So,
Yeah.
you know, you have to be mindful of that. Overall though, yeah, and shoes. Very important to be able to wear shoes that are resistant to thumbtacks, glass, the occasional random nail, you know. So, yeah, I would say for deathmatch and hardcore, you definitely want to be wearing more durable um
Like a
gear.
construction or a cool black boot, one of those boots, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, you want to be able to move in it, obviously, but yeah, a little bit heavier duty, you know, if you've got, you know, a nice, you know, pair of jeans or, you know, tactical type stuff or, you know, whatever. The more reinforcement the better as long as you can move in it and you don't, you know, get heat stroke
Yeah.
if you're outside. So
Yeah. When you're what type of schedule do you have with like your training and stuff like that?
yeah, so my school does training every Sunday. So it just depends on whether or not I have a show going on. And obviously, like if I'm like in the Midwest, it's gonna be really hard for me to make it back. I've done it a couple times, but yeah, so it's on Sundays. I make it maybe 1 to 2 times a month right now, in between shows, just because it's just a lot of strain on me. I mean, I'm basically like riding the line as far as like what I'm doing all the time. Like my schedule's usually packed and like there's always something going on. So I don't really have like a lot of free time. So, because I have to sleep, if I didn't have to sleep, I'd have way more free time. But since I have to sleep, and take care of myself, yeah. So I would say I get there like once, maybe twice. I had gone like last year. I was doing so many shows. I hadn't been in like, I don't know, 6, 8 months, something like that. And it wasn't so much like the training itself, but it was more so like not seeing like my people, not seeing Mr. Valiant, not seeing like my trainers, stuff like that. Like it's when you have a place like I did that was like very welcoming and supportive of you, it's hard to be away from that for so long because the wrestling business can be so brutal and you're out there and you don't have that, touchstone. So I kind of made a point of it this year to like slow down a little bit. One, because I was burning out and I wasn't doing exactly like shows that I like was super excited about. And then two, because, especially with like my school, like, Jimmy Valiant, like he just turned 83,
Wow.
and so I just want to be able to spend more time with the people that are important to me and that I care about because you just never know where life is going to go. And I would love for Boogie to like outlive me. And he might with his energy, but you just know, like, look at what just happened with Hogan and stuff. You just never know. And so
Yeah.
like, it's very important to me to spend time with people I care about. And in my personal life too, like I made more time to like this year to like spend time with family and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, it's insane to think like we just lost like Hogan, and it's so like most people would be like, "Oh yeah, this and that," but you were trained under like a legend, like Valiant. Like what does it feel like? Because I've had that name said quite a few. Like Sam Street has mentioned him a lot. Really talk really highly of it. Like, what kind of advice has he given you to like push yourself further in this wrestling world?
Um, Mr. Valiant is very centered in integrity. He's very centered in keeping his word and being someone that, because he came from the era of making a deal over a handshake, not with Vince, but with Vince's father. And so, who was very much that kind of a man, like you can make a deal over a handshake. So Mr. Valiant is very much that way. He says, a man has two things in life. He has his word and his reputation. And if you don't keep your word, that becomes your reputation. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, and I do believe in that, especially in a business where people can often backbite one another and not really give it a second thought. Mr. Valiant is very different in that way. And then just supportive. He's been supportive of me since day one, and that was so important. You don't need everyone in your corner, but if you have a couple of people, especially early on, because it takes a long time to really like progress in wrestling and like really find your groove and like really get into that. It's just the learning curve on it is massive. That's why, on top of it hurting so much, not a lot of people do it because like it takes a long time. And he's just always been like my biggest fan, my biggest cheerleader. Like he just talks so highly of me and like just I don't know, like he's just that. Yeah, he's just the best. He
Awesome.
really is. He really
So
is.
cool.
He's just
That's
on his
so
own
cool. You have a
level.
legend, a wrestling legend that he's like you're like you went beneath your wings. You're your angel on your shoulder.
No.
It
Yeah.
tells you about the past and stuff like that. But when you're traveling, do you ever like traveling with other girls, or is it you in the car by yourself? And
Um,
yeah.
Not very often. I'm kind of more of a solitary person occasionally, but not too much.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love this. I love asking this question to all the wrestlers. I get a different question, different style every time. What is the playlist like? What is the playlist in the car?
Um, it varies as far as music goes. I listen to a lot of podcasts. So,
Well, this one's gonna be up there soon. Don't worry.
yeah. Yeah, so I listen to a lot of podcasts and the occasional audiobook and stuff like that. But when it comes to music, it could be anything. It just depends on the mood I'm in. My music palette is so vast and diverse. It's kind of like my style. I'm just like wherever I want to be in that moment. So,
I guess from thrash metal to all the way to the 90s, like heavy metal and stuff like that.
no, I mean, like, I could be really in the mood for like, I mean, just kick it back. I could be in the mood for like some swing music or something like that. Or I could be in the mood for like more of like a girl group 40s, like military style. Or I could be into rockabilly. Or I could be into the counterculture 60s, 70s. All right, now we're getting into hair metal 70s, 80s. Now we're getting into 90s grunge, punk. Like, I go through every decade.
That's
And I
awesome. That's
love rap
really
and hip hop too, so you gotta throw all of that in there on top of it,
Oh
like,
my gosh, I would love to be in the I would love to be like what's that Seinfeld how he had during COVID? He had the drive-in coffee had a show
Oh,
on
yeah, the yeah, I know what you're talking about. Mhm. Where they, like,
Hey,
get
if you're ever
coffee
looking
trucks.
for a riding partner to go to a Smash show, just pick me up in Milford and we could put my phone on the phone thing and I can make a video like, "Hey, Joe's here. Hey." Joe, shut up and get in the passenger seat. I got you coffee.
I'm down with that. I always need coffee, so
We have like two really good coffee places in my town, but I'm Latin, so my mom has really good coffee. We have really good coffee at my house. Really
awesome.
nice. Not strong, but it's good. It's a good cup. Like gets me through.
That's something that
Um,
I try to, like, live by. That's, like, one of my mottos is never keep cheap coffee or cheap company.
ugh, I
So,
guess you're not a gas station girl. Like you're not a gas station
I
coffee person. I
am,
guess.
but, like, you can get good coffee at a gas station, you just gotta, find it.
Yeah, yeah. You
Gotta
can't
drive
just go
for
to
it.
like not just on Exxon, but go to Exxon.
Nah, yeah, I'm not an ex I wouldn't.
Like
It
no
has to
shit.
be
You
like
don't
a
know.
halfway decent gas
You
station
know
where
how
it's
long that's been there if the guy didn't go, "No, forget these people, I'm not restocking it." Like,
right. Yeah, no, that's not gonna be
yeah.
me. I'll definitely hit up like a cappuccino machine at Sheetz or something like
Yeah.
that.
You gotta go to
Wherever.
Sheetz, or if you're out west, Buc-ee's.
Yeah. No, we actually have a Buc-ee's all the way over here now. I was just there like the last show on the way back.
Wait, what? Where?
Um, it's about an hour from where I live. I can't remember the exact city right now, but because it was late.
Okay.
Yeah, Buc-ee's
You
are
won't
popping
say
up
the
all
name
over
of
the
the
place.
town, just mumble it. Tell me when we're not
I
recording.
honestly can't remember right now.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not even
Oh
like trying to
no.
be secretive. I actually can't remember where it is right now.
Because I'm
Uh,
like that. If you saw my intro, the last thing is me at Friday wore a Bucky's sweatshirt like 2 years
yeah,
ago,
I
and
noticed
everybody goes, "Did Bucky's pay you, Joe?" And I'm like, "No, the check didn't clear, and I didn't get it. It was a dream
that.
check."
That's funny.
um, yeah. So before we go, Angel, if my fans want to pick up anything, any merch, anything of yours, is there any place they could pick it up?
Um, I have a shirt design up on Pro Wrestling Tees that just stays up and you can like get it whenever. That was designed by me. I have a Big Cartel store. It's angelmetro.bigcartel.com or whatever. But I only post merch there. Like I think I have trading cards in there right now that just kind of hang out, but I only post merch like periodically. So like whenever I get into a groove or if a fan makes really cool art and I've asked them if I can use it or whatever, like then I'll throw something up for like, or if I have like a really nice photo a photographer took, and then it's like, okay, I have 8x10s for, this week or 2 weeks. I have shirt for this week or, the next 2 weeks. So it helps me like with inventory management and not get so overwhelmed with that stuff. Plus like being kind of all over the place and doing most things by myself, it's like if I'm out on the road or whatever, then like it's a lot easier. It's a lot less stress on me to like not have something constantly like, building up in the background where it's like, oh crap, I
Yeah.
have to mail out such and such this many orders. So, and it's
Mm.
nice because it gives me, but like, I get to do kind of, I don't want to say personalized designs, but they're not available all the time. So it's kind of like, oh, this week you get this, and whoever that appeals to in my fan base, they get it. And then, such and such for the next design. So it's kind of like they get to personalize their style a little bit more with like the limited time designs. So yeah.
That's cool. I like that. I like when people have like a shirt that's like a limited time. It's not the same shirt that the guy got at like a New Jersey show. That if you're in New York, you don't get the same shirt. Like if you were in Jersey and it says like big city angel instead of
Yeah.
saying like if you're in Jersey, you don't get the same shirt. You know what I mean? You'll get the Garden City Angel. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
different style.
It's
Like
kind of fun
WWE
for me
does.
too because like I'll be at shows and people will come, they'll be at the front row with like one of my shirts on, and I get to see kind of like what era of shirt it is, which is really fun, especially when you see a design like it's like, oh my god, I forgot I made that. Like they're wearing it. It's really cool. So
Awesome. Angel, if you have any like shows, any upcoming shows and anybody wants to attend, is there anything you want to plug before we go?
yeah, this weekend, Saturday, I'll be at Neo Pro. I believe it's Louisville, Ohio. They're usually based out of Canton, but I think that's where it is this time. And I'll be in a singles match against Megan Myers. So
Ooh.
that's this weekend. And then I think either next weekend or the following, I'll be back at or maybe it's a couple. I don't know. I'm a little disoriented. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be at Smash Master again. So that will be I think they'll be putting that to like announced soon. But I've been doing Smash Master fairly regularly. And then me and Riley just picked up actually you can see it in the promo photo, just picked up the tag belts. So we're definitely going to be wrestling a lot more, especially tag matches.
Tell Riley I say hi because I haven't seen her in a while. Tell her, give her a big hug for me. Tell her Joe Panther says hi. No. And then she's like, excuse me. She's like, no hugs, Joe. You are not allowed to. She's just going to tell Philly. Philly would be like, I can't hit a man with glasses. No. But everybody in the world's seen it. I took my first wrestling bump, Angel. So like everybody.
Oh, that's
knows.
awesome! Congrats.
I took a Sister Abigail from Lucius Crow.
Oh, cool! Right on.
I got involved. If they see that, if you're watching this Smash, I actually took a wrestling bump. If you need me to just take a bump, if it's Phil, please don't let me get hit by a kendo stick. That would hurt.
Well, I break out Sister Abigail every once in a while, so I could give that to you.
Oh, please. Yay. Female wrestling, give me a wrestling.
We'll see how you feel afterwards.
I took a bump.
That excited.
You must, because you're skinnier than Lucius Crow. So Lucius Crow's like super.
You would be surprised. Yeah.
I took it. I have the picture on the Instagram when we're done. I'll show you the video. But
awesome.
Angel, I want to thank you so much, Angel Metro, for coming on the podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day. I want to wish you nothing but the best of luck on your wrestling journey.
Thank you.
And all this, and hopefully my fans can give you a big follow on all your socials. Buy a bunch of. I hope they clean all your shirts out, and you're like, whoa, Joe did it. Whoa. I had to happen one episode. As we're doing the episode, Angel, this girl got a notification on her phone that someone bought a t-shirt. Like right as the episode was happening, I forgot who it was. She's like, I got a notification on my phone that it said someone bought a shirt. And I was like, hopefully they finish the transaction because people are like, oh, $40. Cancel. And it's just like, like doesn't go through. Get canceled. But thank you so much. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm Angel Metro.
And we will catch you in the next one.